with Marc Denis. The Habs were up 2-1 in the series. They were up 2-1 in Game 4. Then a 1 in a billion sneaks in past Jakub Dobes, and the game slips away. Mark, is this kind of goal a goal that changes the series? And what do you think about the way the Habs handled the brutal break?
I thought they handled it pretty well. To me, the misfortunes of the Montreal Canadiens were more about the inability to make that power play at the end of the second period and early in the third when the score was tied 2-2, the inability to make it work. Jakub Dobes bounced back. The Montreal Canadiens bounced back. But there's no doubt that the Habs, since period 3 of game number 1, were in control of that series until that Tage Thompson goal. Now, everybody knows about that infamous corner at the Bell Center where Zamboni comes out. It hits a stanchion. They told Jakub Dobes time and time again, and Fowler learned it the hard way as well earlier in the season, to stay in his net. Ironically enough, if he goes out, that puck probably never goes in because it went off his pad and then in. It's a fortunate bounce one way, an unfortunate bounce the other. But what I really liked about Dobes' response, just like the Habs, is he was solid, stellar afterwards. Once the Sabres took the lead, 3-2, he made 2 unbelievable saves to give his team a chance to stay within 1 shot of tying this game. I'm not pinning this goal on Dobes. I think it's an unfortunate bounce, but I like the way he responded from that center ice goal, basically from Tage Thompson.
All right, pal, let's go a little bit deeper then. You played the position. Dobes is sitting with this until puck drop tomorrow night. He's watching the highlights on SportsCenter or seeing the replays online somewhere. How tough is it to put that goal in the rearview mirror and move on?
I think it's a lot tougher if it's all on you. This has to do with the building and a lucky bounce. I also like Martin St. Louis' take post-game presser, going right at it and kind of laughing about it, talking about the goal and saying, just like you said, Gino, it's a 1 in a million chance that this happens again. He had 2 opportunities for a breakdown yesterday, and neither of them got to him. The disallowed goal early after a long revision early in the game that could have put the game 2-0 for the Buffalo Sabres. It's a goal he allowed. He bounced right back afterwards. And then that goal that actually gave the Sabres a little bit of life, he was solid afterwards. I don't think it's going to stay for a while. It's a lot worse when you give up a goal like Luukkonen did in the first round series against Boston from center ice on the direct shot than from the puck that hits a stanchion like that.
Okay, so last night was the Canadiens' 4th chance to take a commanding 2-game lead in a playoff series in these playoffs. They've lost all 4 of those games. Mark, is that just bad playoff luck, or is there an adjustment this young team needs to make?
Well, I can only take last night's game in a vacuum and tell you that they lack the killer instinct of being able to take full advantage of the key moments in the game. 7 power plays is a lot. A 4-minute double minor to Bowen Byram at the end of the second, early in the third. That's a lot of opportunity. That's a lot of runway to make the other team pay. Not only did they not score on that power play, they didn't generate much. They had 1 power play goal on a great individual effort early in the game by Cole Caulfield. After that, there was not enough effort and not enough execution on the man advantage. The other thing is this team needs to assert its forecheck to play well deep into games and to keep it up for 60 minutes. That was lacking yesterday. Hats off to the Buffalo Sabres. They blocked 27 shots. They played a much better defensive game because this was a wide open series through the first 3 games.
FanDuel odds have changed like crazy after each game in the series. At last check, it's dead even. Both teams are listed at -110 to advance to the conference final.
Welcome back, Campbell versus Gallo. I'm Sean Campbell. He's Mitch Gallo. It's not a game day. Game day was yesterday. Game day tomorrow, 7 o'clock in Buffalo. Victor Finley and Marc Denis on the call as I had a lot of fun in the booth with you and Vic last night. Gallo, even though the Canadiens lost, it was a game that the Canadiens could have won. And it's one of those questions. You asked yesterday, is the series over? I said no, and you just wanted to get the feeling of everybody when you asked that question. I'm going to ask a similar question, but with a little bit more depth. Are the Canadiens still in control of the series? Because they were in control of the series at 2-1. They lose it, it's 2-2. It's a best of 3. 2 of those 3 games could be in Buffalo or just 1-1. Are the Canadiens still in control of the series?
As far as how I feel and how I feel the series has gone and who I think the better team has been for the first 4 games, the answer is yes, they're still in control of the series. As far as being objective and every game is a different game, the answer is no, because they have to win another road game now, and they have to win, one of the next 3 games. One of them they have to win on the road. So objectively, the answer to the question is no. As far as how I feel about the series, the answer is yes. I still think they're in control. I think they're the better team.
Okay. You threw out a couple, and I kind of have, I'm with you, but I also know that everything that has happened up to this point doesn't matter. The fact that Cole Caulfield doesn't have any 5-on-5 points. Jaroslav Slavkovsky, no 5-on-5 points. Alex Newhook, 6 goals. The power play at 20%. The bad bounce. None of that matters. It's a best of 3 to get to the next round. That's all. You can't even look at what's happened. You're going to have to step forward. You can look at certain things that have worked or continue to do the things. Martin St. Louis, after the game, listen to the post-game show. Didn't hate his team's game.
Except for the first little stretch of the first period.
First stretch of the first period, they were trailing again. But you could say that the Canadiens are still in control, but no one's in control right now. It's a wobbly road because it could change on a dime. It could change on a bad bounce.
Yep, no doubt about it. Every game is different, Campbell, for sure. And what's happened in the previous 4 doesn't matter when we hit Game 5. That is definitely the way you have to look at it. But when I say I think the Canadiens are in control, it's because I think they are a superior team in almost every way.
But then the Sabres could feel great winning Game 4. They don't really care what happened in Game 2 and 3. They have home ice advantage, and they're the team that feels good right now because they won.
Sure.
So maybe even the Sabres, I could say you're yeah, the Habs should feel like they're still in control of the series because you believe they're the better team. But the Sabres can go, we're in control because it's the best of 3. We have home ice advantage, and we feel good about our game. Or maybe not even good about your game. You feel better about your game than you did in the previous games.
Yeah.
You could look at the micro or the macro. You could look at how right now, you can almost say it's a push, even though 10 out of 12 periods the Canadiens have been superior. It doesn't matter.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. And both teams are probably trying to
hype themselves up that way.
Take the approach that it's glass half full. Both teams are probably trying to look at the positives through the first 4 games.